I got to watch my time because I can talk for hours and hours and hours, especially to this age group and especially to the females. I am an artist, as you can tell. I'm always going to make art. I'm an artist, and I'm a little bit crazy. That's fine. And I actually made this documentary as a joke. It was the writer's strike. I'm a writer in Hollywood, and they were striking as writers, and you're not allowed to do a writer's contract, so you either had to do a reality show or a documentary. And I chose to do a documentary because I'm all altruistic, and I wanted to help save the world, and I wanted to see how women were doing. And because I see a consistent thing in my life where women are against women. Agreed?
Yes.
Women don't like women. It's weird. Like you have your little cliques and your little like women, anti-women, hating women. You watch every reality show. It's about like women going against women to get one knucklehead guy. What? Like, and we're all fighting against each other? So I've always been fascinated by that, like women against women, like why, I don't understand. But I've come to understand it much better while being on the road. So I made this documentary to go around and survey women in America. I was just making it like as an inspiration. I'm going to use my name simply because I really like my name, Angela Shelton, because guess what? That's not my name. I changed my name when I was 18. I'm not even Angela Shelton, which actually makes Angela Shelton even more powerful. It's like everybody's an Angela Shelton. You know what I mean? Like I'm very proud to carry that name. I chose that name. And I only used that name as a way to survey women in America instead of just like knocking randomly on doors, because that's weird. So I just used my name. And what I discovered was that when I said, "Who are you, where have you been, and where are you going?" They were like, "Well, who are you, and where are you going, and where have you been?" And I'm like, well, I'm Southern, and I come from a pretty abusive home, and I'm an artist, and I'm going on the road, and I'm gonna meet all these other women named Angela Shelton to survey them, and all of them went back to, "What'd you say? Your past of abuse? What does that mean? What's going on? What happened to you?" And I told them what happened to me, and 70% of the Angela Sheltons told me they had been either raped, beaten, or sexually assaulted as a child. 70%. And that does not mean don't name your kid Angela Shelton. Rape, sexual violence, child sexual abuse, and domestic violence. Like literally there's no getting away from it. It's an epidemic. And I know that the majority of you have been through something, some kind of violence. There's a reason that you're in here. I don't believe that you did anything wrong, personally. I don't think that mental institutions, I don't think that they're crazy either. I think that this is an epidemic. And that we're going crazy because of what happened to us as children, and then we act out, and we're labeled as a bitch, and we're labeled as crazy, and then we're put into places like this. Right?
Yes.
When really, guess what? You need to express yourself, and you need to be heard. There's so much pain going on. Like it's like, oh God, it hurts my heart when I hear your stories, because you all tell me your stories. There's a reason that you're here. There's a reason that you're here today. You have something so amazing that you're going to contribute to the world, and you better do it. And I hope that I inspire you to come forth and do it, because we're all the same. Like anybody who's looking at me, because I've experienced that, especially like with Rhonda in the car. Oh my God, Angela Shelton's in my car! Oh my God, Angela Shelton's in my car! and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in Rhonda's car! I'm in Rhonda's car! Oh my God, I'm in Rhonda's car! Like we're the same. Anybody who looks at me and is like, oh my God, Angela Shelton, I just made a movie, people. We're the same. I made a movie, and I spoke out. Now I want you to make a movie. I want you to write a song. I want you to write a book. I want you to tell your story. I want you to start a website. I want you to start a rock band, buy an electric guitar, make a song. Yes! So this war of women is perpetuated by what we say about each other. And that comes from what you're saying to yourself in your head. Okay? All the stuff that I share with people, especially women especially, is all stuff that you can do in your head with nobody seeing what you're doing. Because that's where it stems from. Because let me give you an example. Like coming from violence, especially sexual violence, especially as a child, you grow up and you learn that you're a piece of crap, you're ugly, worthless, stupid, undeserving. What are some more? Like fat. Gosh. Fat. You're like, yeah, you love it. Yeah, fat. You got cellulite. You got hairs on your chin. You know, you're ugly. You're not wanted. No guy wants you. Blah 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 blah. All the stuff in your head, right? Right. And guess what? We repeat it to ourselves in our head. So I'm asking you from now on, I want to give you some tools that you'll hopefully use for the rest of your life. Number one, watch your language. I'm not talking about that language. I'm talking about the language that you say to yourself in your head. You can look at your life as an Excel spreadsheet. Like you went through violence, okay? Like I went through really incredible violence with my dad, punching holes in the wall, beating us for no reason. Like the worst beating I ever got was laughing during his favorite song. That's what I say to that. And I got beaten so badly because I laughed during his favorite song. Well, guess what? Excel spreadsheet time. If you take an inventory of your life, I looked at like the sexual violence and the domestic violence. Guess what? I got into relationships with men who would lose their temper for no apparent reason, who would punch holes in the wall. It's like you attract it. It's like a magnet that you're like, oh my God, the jerk. I love it. Beautiful. I'm going to write him lots of letters and try to get him to pay attention to me. I love it. He reminds me of my dad. Right?
Yes.
Makes sense. We attract it. Just like you have this recurring thought pattern in your head that piece of crap, loser, worthless, fat, stupid, blah, 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 blah. You start having those thought patterns about other people. How much time do you spend, if you take a little inventory, your brain, how much time do you spend talking about other people? Talking about like, oh my God, I hate her. Look at what she's wearing. Oh my God. I'm like, oh, we're going to have a little club. We're going to team up and talk about her. It's like she has her arms crossed like that and her leg out. I don't like her. Right? Guess what? Everybody in here has a story, and you all come from somewhere. You all have a story. Every single person has a story. And doing this work has actually made me incredibly in love with people, especially the jerks. Especially the ones who are like, Angela Shelton, you said the F-bomb. I'm going to write you a letter. You know, I just love them up. Because I'm like, oh, you precious. Because I know that it's coming from, they're just hating me because I brought something up. And you have to look at yourself. I talk about stuff like, you got to look at yourself. You got to look at what you're doing to yourself in your head. Because I'm going to give you an example. In my head, when I was your age, I was piece of crap, ugly, worthless, stupid, stupid, stupid. By the way, I was, most of the time, straight A student, and I was modeling. I was getting paid a ton of money to be on the cover of magazines. And in my head, I had that I was ugly. I was repeating, you ugly, 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 ugly. Guess what? I was in relationships with men who would say things like, you know, when you go to the gym, do you do anything? You know what I mean? So I attract that, right? Guess what I was doing in my spare time? I was a self-mutilator. Does anybody know what that is?
Yes.
Right. You beat the hell out of yourself. There's many ways to self-mutilate. What are some of them?
Cutting.
Cutting, drugs,
Sex.
piercing,
Bruising.
sex. Good for you. Good one. Did you? What? It's true. She's like, it wasn't me. I didn't mean to lie. Nobody wants to hear that. You're like, la, 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 la. Well, guess what? That's the truth. That is the truth of sexual violence, because kids are perped upon, and you're taught, it's trained in your little head that you're a sex object and you're a piece of crap, and daddy's going to use you, or uncle's going to use you, or dad, or mama's boyfriend, or whatever the hell, or neighbor, or teacher, or priest, or you name it, is going to use you as a sex object because you're taught, I'm only a sex object. You know what I mean? That's your little brain. Well, I'm here to tell you, we got to do some work on you being an adult, talking to your little kid in your head, your inner child. It took me a long time to figure that out. You got to retrain what you're saying to yourself in your head. And then it affects what you're saying to and about other people. And then guess what? Your whole life changes. It's real simple. It really boils down to watching your language. To explain it, is your brain works like a tree, right? Like a thought pattern grows out of your head, as you know, of however you grew up. Does anybody grow up in the perfect home? No. The perfect. It was just perfect. There was nothing. No, it was nothing. It was perfect. My parents are rich. They give me tons of money. I just love it. No. Okay. So you have these thought patterns that grow out of your brain. Really, your brain actually looks like that. That like these. It's kind of like broccoli. It's like broccoli. Eat your broccoli. So it's like, I'm a piece of crap. I'm a loser. I'm stupid. It actually grows in your head that way. And then when you think it again, it grows thicker and wider and thicker and wider. And I'm a piece of crap. I'm a piece of crap thought was like a 6-lane highway in my head. You know, and then it's got billboards and lots of exits. And then what happens is it's so solidly built as a belief, which is actually totally not true at all. But it's so built in your head because it's been ingrained, it's been like trained, like programmed in your head, that you're like a piece of crap or stupid, or you pick one, like for each person, like pick the one that you have in your head, right? Like I'm fat or I'm stupid or whatever. It's like been ingrained in you, right? Then you make other agreements. Like for example, are you a teacher?
Counselor.
Counselor. Okay, counselor's staring at me. I'm like, whoa, I'm in trouble. He must think I'm like not, like, you know, I could so easily go down like, see, I'm a piece of crap because he's looking at me like that. I'm a piece of crap. You know what I mean? And then you're already going down the pathway of you're a piece of crap. Meanwhile, you could be thinking, right on, sister. You know what I mean? But because I have a thought, I'm speaking from the past because I don't have these thoughts anymore. But I have this thought of like, I'm a piece of crap. So you make agreements. So when you have these negative thought patterns, you make these agreements. You slide down them really easily. You're like, and you create it. Like for example, a biggest example, especially with women, is like, he didn't call me. Who cares? You're lucky. Good. You're glad that he didn't call you. But many women are, it's like, oh my God, see, he didn't call me, or they didn't look at me, or they didn't invite me to sit there at lunch, or they made fun of me. See, you made an agreement. It's true. It's really true that I am a piece of crap and I'm stupid. Like you just went down that pathway. You're just flying down it in your little Ferrari. You made this agreement in your head, right? So how you switch that is you actually build other pathways in your head, right? It sounds so simple, but you know what? Life is simple. Life is actually an Excel spreadsheet. You can just look at the violence that you went through, and you just look at what you're going through in your life, and look at where you're at. It's like an Excel spreadsheet. It's a reason. It adds up. Makes perfect sense. Well, guess what? On the other side, anybody know what an Excel spreadsheet looks like?
Yes.
It's like a graph. Like it's like columns. Like you got one column over here, all your violence and all your trauma and all the things you went through in your house, blah 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 blah, and then everything that's going on in your life now. Like you're sitting here, you're dealing with your issues here. You know, you're dealing with the violence here. What's going on? And then you got the future. What's coming up? And if you don't deal with the fact that you have these first two columns, guess what? You got jail. You got a drug addiction, you got a life of crime, you got a life of marrying the guy who beats the hell out of you, or marrying the woman, or like living on the streets. Like it'll literally add up. Makes perfect sense. Unless you literally change your entire life, which starts with changing your language, watching what you say to yourself in your head. And it's so simple. It's so simple. An Excel spreadsheet is simple. All it is columns with little boxes in them, and how you're filling in the little boxes. And if you keep filling it in with, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, I'm worthless, blah, 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 and so is everyone else, and you make these little groups and go against each other and fight against the women, guess what? It makes perfect sense. The little boxes add up. You can actually, there's a program where you can actually just say X and Y, X plus Y equals blah. Like, it makes perfect sense. So I'm saying you can mess with it. You can change around what's in the boxes, and it makes a different equation altogether. And so how you do that is you change what you're saying to yourself in your head. It sounds so simple, but I'm telling you it works, because it worked for me, and I'll show you why in a second. So you change what you're saying to yourself in your head. So mine was, I'm a piece of crap. I'm stupid. I'm worthless. Right? What is the total? You got to pick something completely opposite, because how the brain works, unless it's completely opposite, it's too close. Like you can't go, I'm fine. Because like it's too similar. It'll grow. It's like weeds. Like the ivy will come in and it'll take over the I'm fine, and it'll just leap right into your 6-lane highway of I'm a piece of crap. So you pick something completely different, so it's going to be on the totally different area of the brain. It's going to be literally like a little teeny path through a big, huge forest. It's like taking a machete and creating a brand new path that you've never thought before. And then when you think it again and again, you create it wider, wider, wider. Okay? For example, mine was piece of crap, 6-lane highway, right? The piece of crap is big. What's completely different than I'm a piece of crap? Woo! I'm a beautiful person. Perfect. What's another one? I'm awesome.
I'm worth it.
I'm way smart. I'm worth it. Yeah, good. I chose I'm a goddess. And at first, I was like, goddesses do not have hairs on their chin. Goddesses do not have cellulite. Goddesses are not fat. There's no way I'm a goddess. Are you crazy? And so I will tell you, there will come a time when you're like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not smart. What are you talking about? I can't write my own song. I can't write my own movie. I can't do. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can. You can. And so you better. You better, because guess what? There's some major talent in here. Major talent. And I'm just like, I'm excited to see it. Yeah. And so I chose I'm a goddess, right? The first line in my head when I said I'm a goddess, I was just like, please, come on now. I'm a self-mutilator. That's the agreement that I made. I'm not a goddess. I beat myself up. When I get into a fight with, especially a man who's yelling at me, who I don't have the tools to be like a lawyer with that banter, and people like switch around your words, and you're like, like I don't know how to fight that. I don't know how to get out of that, so I just scratch myself, or use violence, or beat myself up, or drink myself to death, or smoke a ton of cigarettes. I smoked 3 packs a day. Hello, I have asthma. That's called self-abuse. So anything to suppress the emotion, and I didn't know how to get out, because in my head, stupid, and then it overtakes you like a weeds, stupid, and then you self-abuse. Makes perfect sense. It's an Excel spreadsheet, I'm telling you. And so I changed to I'm a goddess, right? So pick something like you did. Everybody pick something completely different. I'm a goddess. I'm a divine spark of spirit. I'm an astronaut. Holy. Whatever. I'm worth it. I'm awesome. I'm a beautiful person. I'm kick ass. Trouble. I love getting in trouble. You pick something totally different, right? Now, how do you repeat that? I personally am not the girl who's going to have the Post-its on my bathroom door and my bathroom mirror like, I'm special. Today I'm pretty. I'm pretty today. You're pretty. I love you. I'm just not going to do it. I'm lazy. And I think that that's all like, I feel like always somebody's watching me. Like that there's I just feel weird. And so I was like, how do you build those pathways in your brain? How do you actually have I'm a goddess grow so wide that it becomes a 6-lane highway? And that the old one like crumbles and gets overgrown with weeds and the old piece of crap. Well, it happened to me. I'm telling you now, I don't think of myself as a piece of crap anymore at all. I really did. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I'm a goddess. So how do you really change what you're saying to make that goddess and pick whatever it is for you? How do you have that go real wide and real big and real solid, right? You repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. That's why all those self-help books at Barnes & Noble and all those places, that's why they're so packed. And I'm saying don't spend the $14.95 or $17.95 on the book with all the affirmations for you to stand in the mirror and go, I'm special, I love myself. No, it's like you repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Pick something and repeat it, and always do it, obviously, by yourself in your head. Don't say it out loud. People would be like, you're going to the loony bin. Pardon me, well, you're like, but I'm a goddess. They're restraining. I'm a goddess! Right? It's like, ah! So how do you grow that in your head and grow it, like make it really solid in your head? You repeat it. A great way to repeat it is through music. Anybody listen to music? Yeah! Right. Music is so powerful. I'm going to say that it's the most powerful thing in the world, is music. And it's the most universal thing, because you don't have to speak the same language, right? Music is incredibly powerful. Where do you listen to music? iPod or MP3 player?
No. Anywhere. Anything that plays music.
Anything that plays music, okay. I want you to listen to your music differently. I want you to, those songs that are out there that are like, I'm nothing without him. I need him. I love him. I need him. Oh. Switch it. Switch it in your head that you're talking about yourself. From now on, when you listen to these songs, speak about yourself. So I can't live without me. I can't when it's I can't live without you. I need you. I'm nothing without you. It's you. You're talking about yourself. Okay? Makes sense? Mm-hmm. Now, when you're alone, and I'm not talking about the songs of back your booty up, back your booty up. I'm not talking about those songs. I say don't listen to those songs personally. I'm talking about like cheeseball love songs, like, you know, I want more. Yeah, I want more. God, we're going to hell. So switch it. That you're talking about yourself. That it's no longer something outside of you that you can't get to. That you're nothing without this other person or without this other thing. The world is nothing without you. That's what they don't tell you. You're perfect. You're perfect and you're worthy and you are so needed on this planet. And please, God, save us. And you in here, since you're in here, you definitely know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. You've been through it and you've seen it and you know what the hell you're talking about. And I want to listen to you. I want to see what you have to do and you have to say and you have to create. And whenever, like for 1 second, if you for 1 second think, I can't do what she's doing, maybe it might not be what I'm doing. Maybe you're going to be a rapper. Maybe you're going to have a cooking show. I don't know. It's like but you're here for a reason. And I love it. I'm like so excited. So I want you to listen to music differently. Agreed? From now on, you listen to music differently. Because the truth is, you are perfect. You have the power. You're totally worthy, and you are great beyond measure. Ha! But you didn't know that, but nobody's been telling you that. Right? Right. That is true. That is the truth. And so, when you start to change what you're saying to yourself in your head, you are going to notice that your behavior changes. Because when I started to actually I'm a goddess, I started behaving as a goddess. Guess what I stopped doing? I stopped self-mutilating. Because goddesses don't self-mutilate. I stopped self-mutilating. I don't even have a desire to hurt myself anymore. And guess what happened after that? I started meeting different people. I started having different, more powerful, more connected relationships. Oh my gosh, with women! I started having powerful connections to women. Because you change what you're saying to yourself in your head, and it affects what you're saying about other people. And then, guess what? There happens to be unity. What a concept! Oh my God! It's like a miracle. So when you change your thought patterns, it does affect how you think about others. Because if I'm sitting here like, I'm a goddess, it just doesn't fit in my head to be like, you're stupid. I hate you. You know what I mean? So 3 things that I think you can practice saying about other people: I love you, thank you, and yes. Just try it. Especially the person that you're just like, bitch. Meanwhile, bitch means being in total control of herself. Oh, that's right, check it. Being in total control of herself, right? You don't want to express your rage or anything, or your anger at society, because you're called a bitch, right? Well, bitch is being in total control of herself. And I'm saying, don't rage against the machine. Make it work for you. You know, express yourself through art, through work, through writing, through whatever. You know, you don't want to fight against other people, especially yourself, because that's what happens. You're pent up with this rage, right? Especially what happened to you. Especially women, man. Women are mad. They're mad. Agreed?
Agreed.
Damn. Ow! and you can't express that anger because we get in trouble. We get restrained. We get detention because we're going to express ourselves. Meanwhile, the boys get to fight. Right? Mm-hmm. So I say, what happens with women is you turn it on yourself. I did it. I've seen it. I've seen how we all do it. And I'm like, God. Excel spreadsheet again, people. The columns, it adds up. All this stuff. You're not allowed to, you express your pent-up rage. But when you collectively start uniting and then expressing your rage, oh, boy, there's going to be a revolution. It's true. So just try it. When you look at somebody else, in your head, say, I love you. Don't say it out loud. Just stop looking at me. Just look around, everybody. Just look around. Just think in your head, I love you.
I cannot even say that too.
Because what it does, because what it does is it raises your vibration. And you can try it out on the streets. I mean, are you in here? Are you allowed to leave? No, you're in here.
No, we're in here.
We're in here. So you can try it when you're walking in the hallways, with your teacher, if there's a particular counselor that you don't like, especially, or that somebody that you like, especially the people that you don't like, right? Try in your head, just look at them, and they'll never know that you're doing it, but they will feel it. Just try. I love you. Whether you like, I hate that bitch, just try it. Try it. I love you. Because guess what? You're the same. You both have the same story. You're on the same sheet. And when you change those little boxes, we can all unite and then we can revolt. We cannot have a revolution if we're not united, people. If we're fighting against each other, there is no revolution. We're wasting time. We're wasting time caring about what the hell Brittany and Paris and whoever the hell else is dating. Who cares? We spend all this time. They want you to spend the time. That's why it's on the media. That's why it's in all the magazines. It's set up that way. You need to question everything. Question authority. Question the media. Question everything. It's all a big fat lie. The truth is, you're perfect, and you're awfully worthy, and you're awfully fantastic and fabulous and smart and great beyond measure. And damn talented. Especially the ladies in here. Especially going through what you've gone through, because guess what? You got some rage to express, and you got some stories to tell, and you have that bright, shiny little being that came into this world and wants to express itself. And for whatever reason, it got squished, and you fought against the system, yes! But you didn't do it, you got caught. It's true. So it's like the rage came out in ways that aren't like, there's better ways to do it. Because definitely you have it. You know what I mean? And trauma is like a sword. Like whatever you went through, like child sexual abuse, rape, you saw your mother get beaten, you saw your father get beaten, one of your parents is incarcerated, one is an alcoholic, both of them are. I know it, I hear it all the time. I hear them, there's no story anymore that I'm just shocked by, because I've heard it, and it breaks my heart. It's like, whoosh, if I slammed a big, huge, medieval sword into your body, right? It's like, trauma, right? It's like you're pierced now. You're pierced with the sword. Now you have a choice. You can live with that in your body forever. It will work. You can live like that forever. It's called denial. And you ever been around a dog that's hurt? It bites you. Right? I think that happened with a lot of you in here. You got hurt and you bit back. Because you have a sword in you. You bit back when really, honey, you just have a sword. We just need to remove the sword. You're biting back. It's trying to help you, trying to help you. It's like trying to help a dog that's been wounded. So the sword, you fight back. You can get into relationships with other people who also have swords so that you're never really close to people. Does that make sense? I wish I had one, but they won't let me travel with it. Damn! So it's so you can see this sword slammed into your body, right? You can wound other people. You know what I mean? If you have it sticking out of you, because you're just flailing about, mad at society because you have been wounded, right? So you're mad at everybody, so you're flailing about, you're wounding other people. That's not really nice, is it? Especially if everyone's a goddess and you're wounding other goddesses, right? Makes sense. Or you could just deny that it exists altogether, and guess what'll happen? You'll get health problems, mental problems, you'll get into abusive relationships, you might even commit suicide. It's like it all adds up when you just ignore it. But you can. That's a choice. A choice you can live with it. Or you can remove it. Now, removing a sword from your body, addressing trauma and recovery, holy moly. It hurts worse coming out than it did going in. Many times. Many times, is it hurt being in here?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not like you're yeah! Party! No, you're it hurts. Pissed off. Right? It hurts. So when you remove the sword, if you think about it as a sword, okay? I came up with this because I think it's genius. Oh my God, it's genius. I'm a goddess genius now. In case anybody was wondering. Goddess genius, fabulous and gorgeous. So when you remove the sword, right? Removing the sword is painful. Imagine if you were actually piercing the sword and removing it, right? Incredibly painful. But then when you remove it, you have a big gaping hole, gaping wound, right? That is healed by that thought pattern work I shared with you. By changing the thought patterns. Because there's that big gaping hole of, I'm a piece of crap, I'm a piece of crap. It's like, it is. It is an actual wound. You have been wounded. But I'm telling you now, when you pull it out, guess what you have? You have a sword. Hello. And the sword is your pen. The sword is your electric guitar. The sword is your mind, your voice, your song, you know. That is your sword. So the question is, are you going to leave it in your body and just go along with society? You're going to stay in places like this for the rest of your life?
No.
You're going to get put in jail? You're going to be incarcerated? You're going to like marry some asshole? Sorry. Meh. You know, marry an abusive relationship into an abusive relationship. You're going to stay in the system. The system sucks.
Amen.
Seriously, it is the worst. It is really the worst. I say, get out. And how are you going to get out? You got to remove the sword, and then you got to use it, not against other people in violence, but with love and creativity. Just like when you know everybody has a story, everybody comes from somewhere, especially people in here, you look at people differently. You know, I love you. 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 So I offer you that if you look at it from that perspective, that if you love other people, but it always starts with loving yourself. It doesn't work the other way around. You're like filling some deep wounded void. You got to heal that wound yourself in your own head. Because guess what? There's going to be a day that the counselor's not around. There's going to be a day that there's no parents. There's going to be a day that your cell phone doesn't work. You have no internet. Like you are stuck by yourself. Guess what? Even once you get out and you end up like, maybe you meet the perfect person of your dreams and you get married and you have 2 little kids. Guess what? One of you is going to die. Hello? Like there is a time where you are totally alone with you and your whatever your belief is. Higher power, spirit, Jesus, Buddha, that's it. And so you got to really get down with, especially at your age, what you're saying to yourself in your head. Because that's the most powerful thing that you have is your mind. And the most detrimental thing is your mind. Of what you're saying to yourself in your head. Because when I'm like, I'm a piece of crap, and I was beating myself up, wouldn't it be a bummer if I was still in my closet beating myself up and not here talking to you?
Yes.
Well, I'm telling you, all I did was change what I was saying to myself in my head. And then I started to I started to get it. That all that other stuff is all old stuff. You know, it's all a big fat lie that we bought into. Just like we bought into this lie that we're women against women, right? So I just want to do one little thing, because it's fun, because I can. So imagine, how about you all stand up? Imagine you have a sword in your body, right? Your trauma, right? Your trauma, no matter what you've been through. You know? Anybody in here sexually abused as a child? Hello?
Please
been here sexually assaulted, a product of domestic violence, incarceration. It's like, damn it, man. I tell you, so you got like, some of it, there's like sword and then a dagger, a dagger here. So, to remove it is one thing is expressing yourself and finding your voice. And now, one time like this is it's not like a cure-all, but it's fun. So, I want you to yell, yell, yell.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. Yell like you're so pissed off that you're just like pissed off at the system, pissed off that you're in here, pissed off that like you're just like, yeah. Probably lose your voice. Look at that cat. He's like, oh. Okay? Now, some people are going to be, I can't find my voice. I don't have a voice. I can't yell. Oh my God, I can't yell. The sword is like, it's stuck with me. I can't yell. It hit my vocal cord. So I say, hide it and everybody else's yell. It's like you're in church, you know what I mean? If you can't sing, you just like hide your oh. Nobody can tell I can't sing, okay? So you hide it within other people's yells. Because, like, so I want to like unleash your arms. And like, and imagine pulling something out of your body. Like pull it out of your body, right? Like this.
I feel lightheaded.
No.
What? What'd you say? Right, if you scream, you get restrained or yelled at or medicated. It's amazing to me. Like, I want you to all look around at each other. Like, please stop the judgment of each other. And that starts with the judgment of yourself. What are you going to do with this information?
Use it.
Use it. Take it in. Process it.
I know what you're going to do. I'm going to be a rock star. Hell yeah! I want you to really think about what you're going to do now with this information. And use me as an example. Like, wouldn't it be a bummer if I was still beating myself up in my closet and not here talking to you? And you're looking at yourself. Yay. Woo!